Share.
Who has perception? Anyone?
Mine's turned off, so
No?
No
Okay, what would you do if there was an emergency? How'd you contact the police?
Go outside.
Go outside? If there's a gunman right here, you'd run outside, run past him. Now, when you heard about the incident at Virginia Tech, what did you think? Did you think that, what if this happened at PSU? What would you do? Many students don't know the myths and facts about the school safety and how to protect themselves against a violent situation, which brings me to my 3 points: myth versus fact, campus safety, and sensing you're in trouble. We get the lights really fast, please.
Not all of them.
So, myth. It is only unsafe on campus at night. This was a response from an audience and Alex question about how safe do you feel on campus. It was, I feel pretty safe because I don't have to worry about anything when I'm going outside, except at night. Then I am a little more cautious. Fact. Violence often occurs during the day. A lot of responses were that it is only unsafe at night, and violence can happen anytime, even if you're with somebody. On May 4th, 1974, the many student protesters at Kent State were killed by the National Guard. This was, again, during the day. On April 20th, 1999, at 11:10 a.m., Eric Harrison and Dylan Klebold arrived at Colman High School where they injured and killed several classmates. This timeline and events from Harrison Klebold on the day was investigated by the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. On April 17, 2007, the New York Times reported that Virginia Tech gunman started his day at 7 a.m. shooting his first victim. Myth. The characteristics of a violent person are they are quiet, not too many friends, angry, or look suspicious. And again, that was all different responses from the questions that I posted about what you think is a characteristic of a violent person. In fact, the Youth Violence Prevention Research Center has done a lot of research on youth violence. They have found that risk factors increase the likelihood that a young person will become violent. Some of these individual risk factors include biological factors, attention deficits, hyperactive, learning disorders, and low IQ. Mental health issues such as high emotional distress, involvement with drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and poor behavioral control. Factors of socialization such as history of violent victimization or involvement, history of early aggression behavior, exposure to violence and conflicts in the family. Now, risk factors don't necessarily cause youth violence, but they do play a key role in youth violence. I'm going to show, this is from the campus public office from their webpage. They have a thing of crime statistics. And this is from 2003 to 2005. And you can see all the different offenses, the years, if it was on campus, residential, non-campus, public property, and you can see all the totals of that. And this is at our school. And this leads me to my next main point, campus safety. So the basements in most of the buildings have no receptions to call security. This is another response to the question, are some of the classrooms in the school unsafe? In the basement, there's no cell reception, no phones in the school. So if there was an emergency, there wouldn't be a way to call anyone. There are only few exits to get out of the basement buildings on campus, and which have no windows. Take, for instance, this floor right down here. There's no windows, there's nothing. So if there's a fire or a gunman, yeah, we would be screwed. And this is another response about the question, are some of the classrooms on the school unsafe? And it goes, yeah, for example, the sub-basement at Kramer has only one way in, one way out. What if 100 plus students were running to get out of the building? So that's a good example. I had another reference. It's like, what if there was a whole bunch of elephants all trying to get out of a doggy door? Now, the campus public safety responsibility is to keep us safe, but is there enough of them? Personally, I have not seen any campus security since I've been here. You know, the campus public safety office is here to serve all students, staff, faculty, as well as the guests. The office is full-time, 24 hours, and this is a response to the question, does the school do a good job of keeping funds off campus? Not really. There isn't enough public safety officers around to monitor everything. And I was talking to someone, and they told me that they had called the campus public safety office to come and open a door for them that was locked, and they told me that they said it's going to be a while because they were involved in another situation. So what if that person had an emergency? What would they do? Tell them it's going to be a couple minutes, you're going to have to just wait it out, or call the cops? And in addition to the campus public safety, there are other important tips that they give you on their website for in case of emergency. So, which brings me to my third point, sensing you're in trouble. You get the lights again. So, you can dial 503-725-4404. I don't know if anyone wants to write this down. Put it in their cell phone. And that is an immediate emergency. So you want to call them right away and let them know. And the emergency phones are located around campus in case you don't have a cell phone. These phones are located around outdoors between Chadwick Hall and Newburger Hall, between Newburger Hall and Smith Memorial Center, between Kramer Hall and Lincoln Hall, the Urban Center, Hoffman Hall, and the Peter W. Scott Building. They're also in the parking structures on the first floor, the second floor, and on the third floor. And here are some numbers that
8 minutes.
you should live by, as they say on the webpage. And if you're calling from the cops from the campus phones, you need to dial 911. And for an emergency, again, if you want to write down this number, it's 725-4404. And for a non-emergency, it's 725-4407. And affirmative action is 725-4417. In conclusion, I'd like to sum up why it's important to learn about, campus safety and what to do in case there's an emergency for the three main reasons: myth versus facts, campus safety, and sensing you're in trouble. And again, I want you guys to remember all the tragedies that happen at their school and think of ways to help prevent this from happening at our school by being nice to someone, being a friend to someone who needs it. Anything to help, and think about how that can make our school more secure. Thank you.
30 seconds of Q&A.
Quick question?
What's the affirmative action number for? What's that mean?
What is it for?
Yeah.
It's the same as in case of an emergency.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. I didn't catch that either. Okay, thanks.
All right.